follow, of course, in the narrative section, in the specific module of the narrative writing, you're going to learn all those things. But this is the basic format we will follow if we are writing an age, 67-year-old, how it was written. And same thing with the date. This is how we are going to specify everywhere the date. First the date, then the month, the full month, and then the full year. This is how you have to specify if you have to specify the date. And then next comes the past medical history. Whatever has been reported that you're going to input. And then comes the concomitant medications. What is the patient's previous medications that you have entered in the patient tab. So basically what you're doing is whatever you have entered from the general tab, patient tab, product tab, event tab, everything you are going to put together and summarize the information. And then comes the subject received to a company suspect product, how it was received, what is the dosage, when it was received and when it was stopped. All that information you're going to input. And then the body of the narrative, as I said, you're going to input all the information in a chronological order. I mean, the daily style format, like how the first event has started. It's not that what they have reported initially. It's just that when they say, they might have said, like, how where they ended up in the hospital, but the event might have started early with the nausea. Instead of saying the nausea, the patient might have wrote like, initially I went to the hospital with a chest pain, but before that you have noticed that in the report that you have received in the source document, they might have said I had nausea, vomitings, and then fatigue. After that, I got the fever. Then it turned out to be chest pain. So if you have noticed, the nausea is the first symptom that has happened. So that's when you have to start. Like from there, you have to start and write it. This everything you're going to learn in the narrative module. But I'm just giving you guys an idea to see like how the events progress, and that is how you're going to write a nice body of the narrative in a free flow format. It shouldn't be like a progress note. If you are from the medical background, it's not a discharge summary, it's not a progress note you wrote in the discharge summary section of your medical terminology. No, you're going to give a summary of it, and the body of the narrative should always follow the daily style format, and it should always be written in the past tense. You will learn that as well. After writing few of the narratives, you will get an idea how to write these narratives in a free flow format that it should be readable. And coming to then, it involves when the study drug has been stopped, and then is there any actions taken? Is it withdrawn? Is the dose decreased, increased? So what is the outcome of these events? You're going to write each and every event outcome. Fever is recovered, headache is not recovered, or recovered with sequelae. However it was reported, you're going to write the same thing. And if there is reported rechallenge results, that also you're going to include. And as I said, investigated causality, how it was reported, you're going to input that information. So out of all this, in the narrative section, if you are writing like this on your own with your own template, that's when we call it as a manual narrative. At the same time, if you see here, there is a generate option. When you click on generate, you will have an option to select auto-generated narrative. What happened to the standard or the auto-generated narrative? Okay, since this is what happened to this? Since this is a training environment, it's not giving me the options. But when you click on the generate option, it will give you like, standard narrative or the auto-generated narrative. When you click on auto-generated narrative, if your company Argus is designed or configured in such a way that it can pull and write the narrative, that's when here you will be able to see in the companies like standard narrative, manual narrative, or they may include auto-generated narrative if they have one. So Once you click on that and click on append,